I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Johnathan Grzybowski. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Ready to rock and roll. Let's do this.
I love it. Well, Johnathan, please do tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
Currently located in Camden, New Jersey, which is right outside Philadelphia.
Love it. Tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
I think it was a couple of things, actually. I think it was your marketing. I think the fact that you had this ambitious goal of beating John Lee Dumas from Entrepreneur on Fire. I thought that was pretty cool. And so then it sparked my interest, of course, seeing somebody who has the audacity to want to beat somebody like that. You got to respect a man that does that. So that's what got us here. So curiosity.
Oh, I love it. Well, who did you learn that from? Is there someone in your family that had that similar type of tenacity or tenaciousness, if you would?
Honestly, I wish that was the case. I think it's kind of just like this desire that I have, that is always wanting me to do more and do better and give out my best. I think it's not nobody there's not one person that has that in my family, but it's just that, like, I want to do better for my family than what my parents were able to do for me. And it's just that constant drive of just wanting more and providing more for my family and my friends and my close ones. That's me. That's unfortunately, I can't say it's something that my family or somebody has taught me.
Which is cool. Why? I found that there are two ways you learn things. Yeah, either from how someone does something, and there is also the opportunity to mark your own territory, if you would, and
Sure.
choose to be different. Well, that's great. Why will you continue to be this guy, though? This guy that, in spite of what you've seen and learned, deciding to be who you are in terms of a supporter.
You're asking why? Am I that?
Yeah. Why will you continue to repeat that skill?
Well, I think it's just very ambitious goals that I've given to myself and to our team. I'm an entrepreneur and a serial entrepreneur, and I've had businesses, all success and failures, of course. But I think in the very early beginning, I probably would answer this question as like, well, I want to be able to achieve X and financial freedom and all that stuff. But now, as an employer, now I'm just trying to service them, and I want to be able to help them out with whatever it is that they need. And so, like, that's why I keep pushing forward, because if I'm able to move the business forward, then I'm one step closer in order for them to achieve their dreams.
Now, Penji, is it pronounced?
Penji, yeah.
Boom. Let's talk about Penji. Tell me about that.
Sure. Yeah, we're a unlimited graphic design service, all at one flat monthly rate. And so businesses, they sign up for our service and they can achieve anything from a logo design, website design, marketing materials, podcast materials. I mean, you literally, anything you can think of, we do it, and we do it all at one flat monthly rate.
Oh, that's amazing. Where did the idea come up for something like this?
Well, we created a tool internally within ourselves when we were an agency. So prior to Penji, we were a full service marketing agency, and we never specialized in that one thing. We were really good at a lot of things, but we just never hit the mark. And so what we did was, since then, we've since shut down our agency to focus on Penji full time. And the reason why it's successful is because our singular focus, our dedication to just one thing and doing one thing well, and that's graphic design. And yeah, that's what led us to where we are today.
That's amazing. So I go to penji.com and I get,
Dot co, yeah.
there we go. So I do that, and then what's going to be my experience?
Well, your experience is you're gonna immediately talk to somebody, and you're immediately gonna be able to be on the platform, and you can submit as many graphic designs as you want for your business. It could be one design, it could be 50 designs, and we would just go one design at a time. So once we're done the first, we would move on to the second. Once we're done the second, we'll move on to the third. And we're just going to keep doing that until you stop submitting graphic designs.
Wow.
So our customers can receive anything from like 10 designs a month to one design a month to 50 designs a month if they so choose. But we're helping a lot of small businesses. We're helping a lot of entrepreneurs, startups, and agencies in order to fulfill their graphic design, because I can almost guarantee you that whoever's listening to this right now, you've probably had a need for graphic design, or you've had trouble finding the right graphic designer. And we want to solve that issue for you by signing up for Penji.
I love it. So penji.co. Well, do tell me, what's one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
Focusing on the things that matter most. And that sounds really, really primitive and elementary. But if you think about it, all the crap that you do on your daily basis, is that realistically moving the business forward? I would argue that there's probably about 80% of things that you're doing in your day that you probably shouldn't be doing. It could be from watching that extra video, reading a copy of of an article. Maybe it's designing yourself or answering emails. If you are that type of person that you just find yourself making excuses for yourself, I'd say you really have to have a hard conversation with yourself and say, am I really focusing on the things that matter for my business? Is it allowing me to grow as a human? Is it allowing me to grow as a business professional? And if the answer is no, then you need to look in the mirror and change some things.
When you look in the mirror now, in comparison to who you were before you were doing what you are doing now in terms of focusing, what do you see? How do you feel?
I see a man that is something to be proud of. I think prior to, I was a boy who was egotistical, who didn't understand relationships, business, life. And now I just feel as if that, looking back, and if I were to look in the mirror today, I'd look at a man with purpose. I'd see a man with drive, with focus. And that's something that I'm personally proud of.
Love it. Again, amazing audience. You're hearing it live from Johnathan Grzybowski, and he is the co-founder of Penji. You can check that out at penji.co. Johnathan, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Johnathan, what is your earliest childhood memory?
The earliest childhood memory was the one when I saw a lawnmower. I grew up in the city of Philadelphia, and when you live in Philadelphia, there's not much grass, but I saw people mowing lawns at a young age, and I saw people shoveling snow, and when I saw all these things, I saw opportunity. So what I did was very early on in my career, in my life, I just got a shovel and I started knocking on doors. And that taught me a lot.
That's amazing. How old were you in that memory?
That day, because I think I was like, I was a little bit older, but I think I shoveled snow probably around the ages like 10 to 12, somewhere around that range.
All right.
And sometimes I think to myself, like, am I still that same person? Am I still that fearless person that I once was, when I just randomly knocked on a door and didn't really care about what the answer was? And if I'm not, then what's holding me back from being that person that I once was?
Why do you think that memory is so clear, though, now that you're this guy who's so proud or even not just proud, but bold enough to look himself in the mirror after making intentional decisions? Why do you think that memory is so clear?
Because it's actually an interesting question, because I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he just had his first daughter. And him and I, right before he told me that he is going to have his first child, we sat down at a park, and we were just like watching people. And there was like a playground, and there was this little girl who was going on the jungle gym, and she saw this boy go all the way up to the top. Now, this kid was probably about 5 years old, 6 years old, and this little girl was probably one, like maybe two. And she saw that kid and was like, you know what? I'm going up to the top. And without the help of her father, now the father was there just in case if she fell, because she was going pretty dang high. But that kid was so fearless and had no care, didn't care if she fell, didn't care about anything. She just wanted to get to the top. And once we had that conversation, that's what made me think about what my version of that. And that's what sparked that's what sparked that memory for me.
It's fascinating. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Sure, please, absolutely.
I love the concept of the tools are there for us, and really it's up to us to push it. And just like that lawnmower, right? It's such of a powerful tool, but until you get behind it and push it, it doesn't get done. And to see what you've created, co-created with Penji, it's very similar. It's up to the person that's purchasing the platform or on the monthly platform to push it to the limit, right? You've created the lawnmower, and now it's up to the individual, metaphorically, to push it. Get the graphic work done that you need to get done. But we have the lawnmower, the horsepower to get it done. So it's fascinating how that has been reverse engineered.
Yeah, you can have all the tools that you want, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to execute. Exactly. That's the hard part.
Exactly. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh God, it was probably something like I was into hip hop.
Right.
So in Philly, like when I lived in Philadelphia, like I was the only white kid on the block. So I listened to anything that was surrounding me. Like there was so many different cultures. Like we had reggae, we had bachata, like constantly going on, merengue. Like we had all this going on, and then we had other people that were right next to me that was blasting just like rap music and all that stuff. So I'd say it would probably be something that, whatever song it was, I can't give you one song, but I was a melting pot with my music when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. Super cool. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. You ready, Johnathan?
Absolutely.
Johnathan, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Absolutely.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I wish it was more, but yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Def.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time? The phone and the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Screen time, including computer, probably more.
All right.
Probably more, yeah.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Johnathan Grzybowski.
It's a hard one, man.
It's the hardest I've seen thus far. Grzybowski.
No, that's a speak. Yeah, it's a hard one. What would be my statement? I would say, get out of your own way, execute, and go out there and execute your vision. That's what I would say. That would be my statement.
Love it. Well, Johnathan, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just, if you believe in what I believe in, if you vibe in what I'm saying, head over to penji.co. penji.co. Would love for you to check it out and give us a try.
Love it, Johnathan Grzybowski. So you say your last name. Let me hear it in your voice, please.
So the Polish way is like all the Polish people that are listening right now, they're probably gonna hurt me for this, but it's Grzybowski is how I would say it to somebody.
Right. Love it. Johnathan Grzybowski, thank you for being on What Is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.